Triambakam yajambahe sugantim pushtivardhanam urvarukamiva bandhanam mrityurmukshyamamritat.
Hi, this is Amelia Eon Karis.
Hey everyone, it's Satya, and you're listening to Love, Sex, and the Hidden Agenda. Oh my goodness, I cannot believe I am talking to you in India, meaning you're in India and I'm in California.
I'm traveling, baby.
Gosh, it's been so long.
I'm in the future.
In India. You're in the future. Oh my gosh! Like the last time I was in India, there was nothing. There wasn't even email hardly at all. So this to me blows my mind that we can just be talking on just anywhere. And actually even seeing each other, but nobody knows that. But I can see your face.
I know, it's changed so much. It's so modern. When I landed, the airport and the roads, it was phenomenal. It's only been 5 years since I've been here, and it's like it got this huge modern upgrade.
I can't wait to go back. I am so freaking excited because it is our 1 year anniversary.
Woo woo! 1 year for us. We did it.
Yay, us.
We're like sliding into 1 year. Can we still make it? Podcasting is not easy, friends. I mean, it seems easy, and the idea of like having a podcast sounded like no problem. We'll just jump on and record. But wow, I guess we set out to record every single week or publish every week, and we've almost done that. I think we've missed.
Yep, we've done 27 episodes, which is amazeballs when you look at it like that.
High five, girlfriend. I'm proud of us.
Yeah. Don't forget to celebrate your accomplishments, people. And yes, must celebrate. We must celebrate. I am amazed we have like 10,000 downloads.
Yes. And we're on so many podcasting channels. We're on Spotify, iTunes, Spreaker, of course, the Fringe FM, who is our producer. And we're on Overcast and Castbox and pretty much any kind of podcasting platform that's out there. You will find Love, Sex, and the Hidden Agenda, thanks to our amazing producer, Joe Roop. So
yeah,
thank you guys for listening to us. We are kind of up against a little bit of a wall at the moment.
Yeah, I was just going to say, so that was the good news.
Yeah.
and then we have some bad news, but then we have some good news. So it's kind of like a news sandwich.
Yeah, we're the news sandwich. Exactly.
Yeah. So the bad news, but followed by the good news, is that we're taking a little break.
Yeah.
Little breaky break.
You can blame it on me.
You can blame it on me. We could blame it on our producer.
Okay, so truth be told, we've all been triggered. We have all gone through triggers. Doing this podcast has been really challenging. The content, me bearing so much of my personal love life, has created some wobbles in my life, but for the most part, it's been amazing. But in connection to our triad of getting here and exposing ourselves, we've come up with some moments of deep reflection.
Yes, I gotta say, it's been massive transformation. Just huge change. I don't know if I'll ever be able to talk about mine. Maybe when we, which is the good news, return.
So basically, you guys, we're thinking to take like a 2 to 3 month pause. I need a sabbatical. I need a break from Joe and Satya. They trigger the shit out of me. No, I love them. I love them dearly. Joe's not even with us. He's so triggered. It's just Satya and I recording on our own right now because we needed to let you all know what's going on. We've been stretched. Okay, so first off, doing a podcast, there's no financial gain in podcasting. I mean, I guess some people do it for a business. We haven't figured that out. We were really doing this podcast because I needed to heal. And I really felt that in order for me to heal these deep wounds in my sexuality and my family history trauma, I needed to expose them and be witnessed by as many people as possible so that I could really get that mirror reflection back. And also a platform for me to share some of the deep insights that I've been tracking in my healing process of reclaiming, my sexuality and awakening to my Kundalini energy. And but it hasn't been easy. So there's been no financial gain, which is fine because it's kept our intention pure. But the difficult part in that is that it takes a lot of time to produce this and edit it. And
it's time, money, and resources for sure.
Yes. And
we all have huge lives.
Yeah, we're busy, and all three of us have to organize our crazy schedules. We're in 3 different time zones. And needing to make this a priority. And yet, when you look at the hard numbers and the reality, it's not, we don't make a dime from it. It's just a large expense financially. But I think on an emotional, spiritual level, the gains have been, well, I'll speak for myself. I have totally transformed my own life. And it's been an incredible journey. Some days I wake up and I think, why the hell did I talk about all of that? And it's in the public domain. And I get nervous. But for the most part, the blessings have outweighed the risks.
Do you want to talk about your blessing? And what, like, one of the reasons why we wanted to do this?
Yeah, well, I was looking for a more sacred love life, I've had so many relationships. I've had so much wounding around my love life and my sexuality that I was really looking for hope, I guess, and felt like, well, maybe if I shared my story in the process of, you, Satya, listening to me and helping me psychoanalyze, all that's happened, that I would kind of find my way through. And there were many recordings we did where I basically threw them in the trash because I didn't want that in the public domain. But, as I went through my anger, as I went through different emotional responses to the triggers in my life. And I think the last one we threw away was me going on and on about how I didn't really believe in monogamy or relationships. And then lo and behold, I was really in it. And you told me something I'll never forget. You were like, something is about to break. Like you're going to move through a breakthrough really soon. And at the moment I wanted to believe you. I just sort of went, okay, I'm going to trust her because she's seen me through these processes so much. But sure enough, like a week later, it wasn't much time at all, I found myself madly in love with someone who'd been a good friend of mine who I wasn't really looking at romantically. And then it's like I healed something within myself to realize that this love that I had, I don't know, been seeking and searching for was actually right in front of me. So yeah, the good news is I have embarked on a new monogamous, beautiful, sacred relationship that is totally new for me. And it feels very dream like, and I feel very vulnerable in it, but also very strong. The vulnerable part is that I don't want anyone interfering with it. So I feel like a protective mother. And I want some time to anchor in it. I think that's part of why I want to break from this, because it feels like it needs my full attention. And this podcast has been so much deconstruction. And right now I feel like I'm ready to build from a more solid foundation. So thank you all for listening to my story. And thank you, Satya, so much for the role you've played in this. I know that the love I'm experiencing right now, even if, this relationship is so new, but even in the last month of relating to this person, I've experienced more love and connection than I imagined was possible. So you are the Queen of Hearts, and you have helped me return to that, I don't know, place of deserving and place of innocence to receive the love that I so was deeply longing for. And yeah, and I don't want to talk for anyone else in the show, but I know that you've had the same effect on our producer. So there's some new loves that have been blooming behind the scenes of this show. And it's been triggering and beautiful. I think all of us are in a new place in regards to our love life. And I know it's a direct result of the work that we've put into this podcast.
Oh,
You're
I
crying.
couldn't speak. I couldn't speak because I was crying. Oh my goodness. That is so sweet. Yeah, it's just the most beautiful thing. It's so amazing. And I guess I really am the Queen of Hearts.
How has the podcast influenced your life, or what are you feeling?
Well, right now in this moment, that's definitely the big one. Because I remember when we set the intention to do this, it was to purify and attract right love in relation.
Yeah.
And to just be plowing through it. And it seemed like all within the same amount of time that happened with you and our producer. And then me, I'm going through huge after it was like, okay, I birthed the two of you, and now it's my turn going through my transitions. Goodness. So yeah, it just makes me cry. Just the fullness of the whole story, and the way you moved through this and found this person, and man, pulls at the heartstrings.
Yeah.
Yes.
And I want to add one of my triggers. One of the triggers that's come up in the podcast production is, all of us have been triggered in our personal lives by what we're talking about, because this content is so provocative. It makes us think, it makes us go deep within ourselves to really understand what's happened to us, what we want. We've all been grappling with the parasite at different moments and how it's taken over. There was I think the last 2 recordings we did that I just threw away, I felt like the parasite had infiltrated the entire session, and I got so angry. And I don't know how Satya and Joe felt, but I was beyond myself with rage. Like, no, this isn't happening. Um, and then I was angry that I was the only one being vulnerable, and like Joe and Satya get to hide their relationship story backstage, and we would have these long conversations about both of their love life, and none of it was going for the podcast. And me, I'm so like, I don't know, protective of the time that I have. And I was like, that was brilliant material. Like, can we please put that on the show? And both of them were like, nope. And I'm like, this isn't fair. Like, I'm the one exposing, and but you guys did such good work in your personal lives. So for that, I'm so grateful. And yeah, it's interesting being the person who's like standing as a naked soul in front of so many people. And
Yeah.
there was like I don't know, I don't know if it was bravery or just, I was at the point of, I don't care anymore. Like, I have nothing more to lose. I've already lost everything so many times that it was like the only thing I could do was just to expose all the shadow that I could find, in the hopes that the light will get in. And it has. It has. So, thank you, for this, for being on this journey with me and holding this space for me. I could not have done this without you. I couldn't have experienced this without your guidance and support and your friendship. It's just invaluable. And for all of you listening, like, your messages to us about how our stories and our conversations are impacting you, how it's helped you in your love life, it means the world to us, because without your feedback, we feel like we're just kind of talking to ourselves. I mean, yeah, sure, we've got like 10,000 downloads and I don't know how many hundreds of thousands of listens if we were to add up across all the platforms that we're being broadcast on. But we don't see you guys. We don't hear you guys. And until you send us a text or a message or comment on our social media, we don't know that you hear us or that it's making a difference. And in the next few months, I hope that we can figure out how to monetize, in the sense that to just cover our costs of the production of the show, so that it's not an out-of-pocket expense for us, because that is totally unsustainable. But I hope you've all learned something. I know I have. I feel like the cost of the podcast is just like my therapy cost. It's going in the therapy fund. And it's worked. So, like, I'd probably pay more for therapy. Who knows? It's probably equal.
Yeah, if people could find the love of their life, I'm quite sure that people would put in an awful lot for that a month. Oh, thank you so much. This has been an amazing journey. It's actually almost surreal, the point we're at right now. Just, is this really happening? Like, and now, you're in India for this huge pilgrimage, and then the holidays are coming up, and yeah, it just seems the perfect time to recalibrate and stitch everything together. And I mean, now that basically our intention has been accomplished, really, so now.
Yes, and I'm finally like secure enough to come back to India. I mean, so much of my wounding of my love life happened in India, and I have, a house full of stuff here. I've come back to finally like face face it, clean it up. And I brought a group of students with me. We're going to be doing grid work and going on these ancient timeline pilgrimages to, clean up like toxic karmic ties. And I feel like so much of the work's already been done. And the fact that I actually arrived here and I'm going to be offline for the next 3 weeks as we go deep into the wilderness to do this work. And it's just beautiful. And I'm away from my new love for 3 weeks, or actually it's a whole month that I'm traveling away from him. And that's not easy. And I just, but I feel ready. And I feel like this is the final cleanup of many years of sort of challenges around this area. And so let's see what happens for the new year. We're going to, hopefully, if all goes according to plan, we will come back to continue our podcast. Please let us know how the podcast has helped you, if you want us to continue, if you have feedback or ideas for us. We want to hear about it. Thank you guys for listening and being a part of this journey. For me, it's just been life-changing, and I hope to bring more good news and get stronger and stronger in my new foundation of love. And I've been discovering so much. I'm considering writing a book about all of the stuff that's been coming through, but I'm not going to promise that yet because that's a huge undertaking. But that's sort of where this whole thing has led me. So let's see.
Yeah. Wow. Oh, wow. I'm a little sad now, but also relaxed. And I know that this is the absolute best thing to do. And sometimes you have to slow down to speed up, as you say.
I learned that from India and from my ex-husband who taught me that. So
yeah, I think it's definitely a spiritual teaching from across the ages, I think, but I don't know. We always need to put it in different terms or be reminded.
For sure. Always reminded. Well, thank you guys for listening. Please stay with us on social media, on Instagram and Facebook at Love Sex Agenda. Send in your comments on our website, lovesexagenda.com. And hope to see you in the new year. Happy birthday to
We love you. We love you guys.
Bargo devasya tilahi Diyo na pracho